I used to create things, and I haven't done any production in a very, very long time. It's been a decade since I've touched anything. So let's change that. Duck it. Considering I have so many things that I want to do, and a decade of inexperience, I'm going to take all of the techniques that I know and let the wheel choose for me. Before we do, you probably need to know who I am first. I'm Ned the Duck, and I'm an editor, producer, cinematographer.
Enthusiast?
Yeah, sure, let's go with that. Film enthusiast. I have no idea what I'm going to edit, so I think I should change that. Kat, you still here?
Yeah, Majma, I'm Kira Cat. I'm a VTuber and have been doing a long-running series now. Well, could you call it long-running? I've been doing a series now where I've been answering Q&A questions from my community. And I have one that I want to do a little bit more special from a voice actor friend named Heartwood. Heartwood VA. So, Net, do you think you could help me make a video where I need to have a debate of whether a hot dog is a sandwich?
Firstly, it's not, but yes, I'll help.
I mean, I agree with you there. It's a taco.
No, actually, technically, it's a sandwich. Wait, we're getting off track. We're getting off track. It's time for the duck roulette. Roulette.
Duck it, we go.
Hey, Kat, what's cute, random, and aquatic?
A duck?
A duck roulette.
All right.
Typography.
Typography. That's an interesting one. I have an idea for this one, actually. We mentioned that we wanted to do this as a debate. Having it in the Ace Attorney, like the objection, would that count?
That would also count. So would Law and Order. I say we move over to our planning board.
Sounds good. So, we know we want this to be Ace Attorney parody. We've got a good location for that. I've been into this world before because I've used it for a short. I know it does have the objection and whatnot where you can like press a button and trigger them.
We'll have to do an on-location test to see what I can play around with.
The question we're actually dealing with is a hot dog a sandwich? What about a burrito? My take is always going to be a hot dog's not a sandwich, it's a taco.
Are you going to be arguing with yourself?
I think it would be funny. I think it would be funny to be arguing with myself.
Arguing with yourself is so your channel too.
The tone you delivered that with kind of gave me a bit of pause there.
Here's the question though, Kat. Do you deny that it isn't totally you to argue with yourself?
Did you hear me deny?
I did not.
I was second guessing whether we wanted to show this, but I think it's fine.
Yeah, well, we've done that. Oh, yeah, definitely. And we're already discussing
That's what we're currently doing. So question introduction, and then it's going to be basically opening argument if we're going actual courtroom parody. I think the caution I have with the title card is that this is designed for YouTube Shorts, TikTok, and Instagram Reels.
I mean, that's part of the challenge, right? We have to figure out a way to do typography.
Objection and those kinds of things would be the easiest, very recognizable thing. It's just a matter of what your goal is with it. And I'm now realizing that the one we got is the one that I actually use the most frequently.
Do we want to do another spin?
Yeah, you know what? Hey, we've realized this is too easy.
Yeah, this is
Let's see if
way
we can
too easy.
get a bit more of a challenge.
Duck it. Hold on, we need to rewind, Cap. Yes, no,
Alright, so what is our added challenge if typography is too easy?
Duplication we could use for arguing with yourself.
So it's literally just
Two people
multiple
on
of the
screen.
same person on screen?
Yeah.
Yeah, that fits too well with this, because it's gonna be me arguing with myself, so that's great.
Yep.
So typography and duplication. Question, introduction, opening argument, rebuttal, objection. I suppose the question is, do we want to pick what side wins in advance? I just remembered, we wanted to set this up as the community is the judge. So
Yes.
we don't get to make the call of who won. I want it to be a little bit more balanced of which side we're arguing, so it's not just one side gets the entire time.
Are we going full on Phoenix Wright parody by having you get startled, reaction, sweaty?
Yes.
Then we need some legroom
Yeah.
pauses for that.
I'm actually looking forward to recording the reactions too, because
Yeah.
those will be great GIF fodder, and I need more GIF fodder.
It's just fucking hilarious that you're even emotionally reacting to yourself and then completely getting steamrolled over by your own arguments.
I kind of want Sandwich to protest that the cornbread around a corn dog is not bread, almost. Like, I don't even know how to word that argument. It's not bread, but it's bread.
It kind of feels like it needs a punchline, but I can't think of a punchline.
Because it's this weird situation of, I want it to have that as the deciding or the stupidest argument ever, but it can't be one that forces one way or the other. The community should decide what the answer is.
Hey Kat, did we just invent a skit on the fly?
I totally knew that by handing this to you, it would turn into a skit. Think of it as we're writing a skit. Mm-hmm. You have to keep in mind what the energy level is and like where the comedic timing would be. It's functionable at the moment. I can kind of feel where it kind of dips.
Okay.
So if we can figure out why it dips and figure out how to fix that, then we've got the better solution. Hot dog can't be sandwich because it's a taco. That's a great line. That's a great opening line. Mm-hmm. Tacos have to create not bread. That grounds the scene in reality a bit more. Ice cream taco brings it like silly degree. That's good. Doing irrelevant between bread, classic sandwich. That one feels like it doesn't fit to me. Something tickling at the back of my brain, and I'm trying to figure out what the heck I'm remembering. I have one. We're gonna have sandwich turn to insult. Now they have met the silly out there thing with an even sillier statement.
Then Taco's just like rears back like, no, of course I don't. I used to.
I could go mean there. I don't think I want to go mean there.
You don't want to bully yourself?
One, I don't want to bully myself. And two, I don't like hot dogs. I don't really want to bully people that do. Because the silliness comes from answering everything seriously, is what I have found with the Q&As. So I can call out that I'm doing that, but I still need to answer seriously.
How would you describe your content as distinctly you?
I mean, there are my answers to the questions, which I guess is always going to be me, because the point of the Q&A questions was to let my community have a obvious avenue to ask me whatever the heck is on their minds, and also to encourage me to practice recording things and be able to better present myself as myself.
Okay, and now I'm going to put you on the real spot, Kat. Since this is the visual production, how do you approach your content versus some other creator?
So one of the methods that I use to make sure that it's distinctly me is to make sure I've always got my branding in mind. And obviously that's the blue and orange. That's always going to show up. And in the Q&A specifically, even the text box that shows the question that I'm answering has a blue box for who asked it and an orange box for what the question was. So then it doesn't matter what world I'm in, stuff will always show up.
You also use a very strong sense of position too. Like, it's not just where they are, it's what they're doing in the shot too, and they're being you specifically. But
yeah, and part of that is from my background of doing just photography and VR chat. It's a whole lot more interesting to actually place yourself in the world and engaging with it than it is to just stand in front of something.
Anyway, shall we do a little bit of a shot test?
Yep, I'll let you line up the shot while I pull up the script, because I still need to do that.
And we also need to consider the two things that we have been told to do by the Ducky Roulette, and that is typography and duplication.
Yeah, the duplication one.
The duplication, I have an interesting shot idea for each side, and we can basically inject the duplication at any point of the discussion. We just have to decide when we want the duplication to appear on screen. The way the duplication is going to work is I'm going to stay in one exact position so that I can split the screen in two, and then you're going to do a take of one back and forth while I'm in exactly the same position on camera, so that way I can split down the middle and nothing changes. Because we're lucky here because the lighting doesn't change. So we can easily split down the middle.
One of the ones I was thinking about, rather than from like that side pointing, an overshot might work.
An overshot would be a good way. I'm going to put on screen right now the blockout that I did. Have you seen that? Do you remember seeing that?
Yes.
And that was basically the side by side, and I don't think that's the approach you want, right? You want more a dynamic shot for that kind of thing.
Because the shot that you suggested works very well for a horizontal layout, which is what this was kind of designed for originally. But we're going with vertical aspect ratio, and that puts me as a character very, very small. Which, if you're going for a scene where you want that feeling of being small, that's great. But the shot that we're probably looking for here is more of the one party overpowering the other. So I think having the one be closer to the camera and one be much further away would be a better shot for that.
Now, we should experiment with how much room I actually have to maneuver here. Yeah, I'm not going to be able to fit it in if I'm flying. However, I could do a very close over the shoulder.
Yeah.
That's not too bad, and I will send you a screenshot of what I'm seeing.
Ah, yes, that does work very well. I think the only thing that I might suggest is a bit further left rotated right, so that there is less of the negative space.
Let me position and give you another shot. I can even come further back, actually. Might be a tough one to get fit, because I would have to be... If you look at me, Kat, I would have to be all the way over here to fit you on screen and the other side.
So, if I was standing on this side, I would be about right here, so that would put my head about there. So now you have item reference of where I would be on the other side, and actual me reference of where I am on this side.
It's tough, but it's doable, I think. Because I have to leave enough wiggle room to create a split down the middle, too.
Yeah. Alright, yeah, that one is definitely a whole lot better. The only downside is that you can see the udon controls that are on the table here.
Yes, you can. I don't
think we're going to get around that.
No, we're not. But, it's VR chat. Suspension of disbelief. Like, the controls are there, people know it's VR chat. We can't do much about it, but it's the fun. It's funny.
Yep, so we'll go with that then. We can even leave that pointed at judge or something, so it's at least not double me on there or something.
Yes. And then, of course, this shot format of you on both screens can be repeated on the other side as well.
Taco's going to be this side. And that probably from center facing me on that shot, with enough space on the lower half to account for the question.
Yes. So you're saying that I need to give headroom.
Not headroom. The question's going to be below me, not above me.
Okay.
I mean, it can be above me if that looks better, but I think using the bench as like a good blocking,
Yeah.
like using the table, that's a good way to fill the space without it being so cluttered that it feels wrong to cover it up.
Yeah. So let me do some experiments. Let me send you some to use, and then you can give me feedback because that's what would normally happen.
You want to use the witness stand as the point where you stand to get the shot from here, and then whenever we're doing the other side, you're just going to turn and get the same shot but mirrored on that side.
Yeah, okay, I'm with you now. I'm with what you think.
Yes. That is far too zoomed out, and...
Yes, I thought so. Right.
Yeah, I would say, like, maybe actually try lowering yourself, because you are currently at my eye height, which is probably not what you want here.
Okay,
so going to, like, maybe halfway down the witness stand and standing in front of it might be my recommendation.
Okay.
Alright, let me go get in position then.
So I'm almost there. So like that. Turn that way.
I believe that should also help with the visibility of the thingies.
Yes.
Since it's a lower shot, they don't even show up.
Very much so. I need to raise up a little bit.
You can also try rotating. Sometimes rotating is what you need instead of raising.
I can only tilt one way. I don't even think I can tilt at all. I may be misremembering.
You can't tilt up down?
No. Not that I know of. It might be a key control that
It's normally how you look.
Oh, I see. So like turning my yeah.
Yeah.
depth issue. It's because like the mindset in VR is so much different to the mindset when you're using a screen.
Yeah.
Like I wouldn't even instinctively think of moving my head up and down because I wouldn't be moving my head in VR. I'd be moving my arms. So
but it is very much the first person of you've got to move every direction. Yeah.
Okay, let's give that a shot. Let me send you what I'm seeing.
Right.
And then you can kind of direct me, because you're directing your own content. I am your cinematographer at this point. Which is kind of what we wanted, because it's the whole point. I'm doing like 7 jobs at once.
I might even recommend a little bit closer than that, but it looks fine. Like, that should work.
Yeah. A little bit closer to zoomed in, you mean?
Yeah. Zoomed in a little bit, probably angled down slightly.
Angled down
so that you
slightly.
Keep the like edge of the table at the halfway point.
Yeah, I should probably turn off automatic exposure. So unless you like the do you use exposure dynamics in your videos? In terms of like depth of field.
Oh, you mean the focus?
Yeah, the focus in the background and the foreground, etc.
Depends on what I'm doing, whether I use it or not. In something like this, probably not, because we're looking for the video gamey style.
Yep, I'll make sure to turn it off then.
Which wouldn't have that.
And then I'll give you an update.
You might want it for something like Risky Deal.
Yes, music videos for sure, because you want to pull the focus in. Video coming soon, TM.
Yes, little teaser. That definitely looks good.
Okay.
I think that solved the issue. Then the next question is, where do I need to be looking whenever I'm delivering my lines? Because assuming that I'm speaking to the sandwich over there, I would normally be looking at the bottle that's there.
Yes.
Does that look correct?
That in perspective looks correct. You're not looking at camera, so we don't get thrown out of camera there.
Okay.
You mentioned a filter of some. Can I filter out props so you can keep the props on?
I don't know.
Because if I could, then we could have a bottle on either side, and I wouldn't even be recording that bottle.
I can only place one bottle, but okay. I can place something else here.
Okay.
It would just get in my way, possibly.
Let me see if there's any filters. We'll be right
Because
back.
that would be. Oh. So under mask, turn off items.
Okay, under mask. Do you know where it is in the menu? Oh, there it is. Okay, I had to scroll
between
up.
pins and dolly.
And then turn off items. There you go. So now I shouldn't record any items.
So I think my recommendation for this, before we start recording, is we're going to run through all of the taco lines first. And I think even the ones that we're thinking about doing the over the shoulder, let's get this angle first so that you have two different versions of it.
Yep.
I need to double check, is there any that I need to do pause or reaction for? Because that's the other thing, is we want to get the reaction shots.
Realistically, you could put the script in front of your marker so that you have script
but it's
right in
be
front of
obvious if I'm reading.
Fair point. Fair point.
So that's why I'm going to have it up here where I can refer to it, keep it out of the way, but I'm looking that way for the actual shot.
This is good insight for people. People are going to find this interesting, especially your community, Kat, because they're going to be like, this is cool. This is how Kat does things. No, this is how Kat does things with a collaborator. This isn't how you usually do it. You also have to keep in the back of your mind how the other person might have prior spoken to you, so you can respond in the right way. Because if, for example, you're angry in one shot and then don't react to that anger in this one, it would kind of be off-putting. So maybe we want to do a loose kind of vibe check on like how each one would feel from this perspective.
That's kind of what I'm double checking right now, because hot dog can't be a sandwich because it's a taco is starting point.
Yes.
So that is the declarative, it has to be kind of thing.
Yeah.
And then sandwich is over there confused, going, tacos have tortilla, not bread. And so then the response to that confusion would be proud, kind of, what about an ice cream taco? Just kind of the I know you're wrong.
Yeah. Do we want to use the in-world text effects, or do I want to do that in post?
I would recommend doing that in post. It's going to be hard to trigger them at the right time.
That's fair. There's nothing stopping you as well saying the prior line before you do your official one, and just saying it loosely, and then doing your take, and then saying it loosely, and then doing your take, so you're not going off of memory.
Because I know in this we actually wrote like a couple different variations of the script. I think we're going with the corn dog variant. Actually, I think we'll go with the first meaner variant, because the freaking "you think Rocky Mountain oysters have shells, don't you?" is just such a good line. I mean, if someone sits there and tries to argue about ice cream taco in a taco conversation, I think it's very valid to feel like you think Rocky Mountain oysters have shells, don't you?
Yeah.
And here's where we have the option of, are we doing, you've turned a silly question into an Ace Attorney parody, what do you know about culture? Or culture is defined by people living it, who are you to tell people what it should be?
Fair.
I'm leaning towards the second one.
Who are you to do what it should be?
Huh?
So the second one is like when they're going, who are you to say what it should be?
Yeah, the culture is defined by the people living it. Who are you to tell people what it should be?
Yeah, that works.
And then, I know we have in the script as well, who won, who's next. I think that should just be text on screen, not an actual spoken line.
Yeah, in the Phoenix Wright font.
Yes, something like that. Alright. So then...
Oh, you know what?
We don't need...
For the who's right, who's wrong, you should sit in the judge seat, and then there should be space for the text.
No, chat's the judge.
Fair point.
I think that one might be a good one for the really wide shot of the courtroom with both of the ones.
Yes.
Then you could do upper and bottom, makes more sense of why we're so small.
Yeah, then you don't need to say any more lines. I just have you stand on either side.
Yeah.
That works.
Just the idle pose of just being fussy.
Yeah. Yeah. Are we raring up for the first take?
Yes, I am just repositioning my
Okay.
controllers and stuff so that I have free use of my hands. Make sure everything works.
Yep, I'll let you know when I'm rolling. And action.
A hot dog can't be a sandwich. A hot dog can't be a sandwich. A sandwich can't be a hot dog. It's a taco. I said that backwards.
Action, 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 action. Cut.
What about an ice cream taco? What about an ice cream taco?
How do you feel about
I'm
being
better
an
about those things. Red. Tacos have tortillas. Not red.
It's like, oh yeah? You think this is so cute. Action, action. Cut.
You're talking about structure. I'm talking about culture.
I'm not an idiot. Oh, we're talking about structure.
We're not talking here.
And
You're so cute.
Yeah. So I could do one of your magic tricks of being a little dynamic here and do a diagonal split between the two, if that makes sense, if you can envision what I'm thinking.
Yeah. I will definitely leave this shot to whatever the heck you want to do with it.
Yeah, so I'm gonna zoom in. Well, what's that? Huh?
Alright, should I swap to the other side now?
Yep, when you're good, that's down to your prerogative because I'm just continuously streaming and I'll take the parts that I like.